Welcome to Salud al Día, where today we're diving into a topic that's often whispered about but rarely discussed openly with the nuance, respect, and curiosity it deserves. We're talking about the world's most famous adult film stars. The icons, the trailblazers, the women who've not only made a name for themselves in one of the most scrutinized industries on the planet, but have also built empires, shattered stigmas, and surprisingly to many, become sources of powerful life lessons. Now, before you turn down the volume or glance nervously over your shoulder because your grandma just walked by, relax. This conversation isn't about shock value or gossip. It's about recognizing the professionalism, confidence, and unshakable self-assurance these women represent. Let's get one thing straight. Being an adult film star isn't just about what happens on camera. These women are entrepreneurs, brand builders, authors, and speakers who've mastered the art of reinvention, resilience, and self-advocacy. Take Angela White, for example. Often called the Meryl Streep of porn, she's not just a performer but also a director, producer, and businesswoman. Angela has built a multi-million-dollar empire with grit, intelligence, and a work ethic that could put most CEOs to shame. Then there's Lana Rhoades, who, after retiring from performing, transformed her fame into a successful podcast and product line, proving that the past doesn't define your future, it informs it. Riley Reid, another powerhouse, has taken her career success and turned it into an open conversation about vulnerability and breaking societal stigmas. And let's not forget Mia Malkova, who effortlessly pivoted her brand into gaming and social media, reminding us all that adaptability is the secret sauce to long-term success. Finally, there's Asa Akira, performer, author, and podcast host, whose candor about communication and boundaries is a lesson we could all take into every aspect of our lives. But let's not pretend these stories are just about fame or wealth. Behind the polished social media profiles and the red carpet awards are women who've had to fight harder than most to be taken seriously, respected, and even simply seen as human. And therein lies the first and perhaps most important lesson. Confidence isn't just about how you look. It's about owning your story, flaws and all. Whether you're in a boardroom negotiating a deal, on a first date trying to make a good impression, or simply standing in front of your mirror hyping yourself up for the day, confidence is magnetic, and these women are living proof of that. Another powerful takeaway is the importance of boundaries. If there's one thing adult entertainers understand deeply, it's the power of saying no. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're lines that protect your peace, your values, and your self-respect. And if we're honest, a lot of us could use a little more of that in our personal and professional lives. Then there's communication, good, clear, no BS communication. Asa Akira reminds us that whether you're navigating relationships, friendships, or even just a difficult conversation at work, communication isn't just sexy, it's essential. But let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the myth in the room. The idea that adult film stars must somehow be experts in intimacy. Listen, the industry is entertainment. It's choreography, lighting, editing, and hours of production. It's not a tutorial, and it's definitely not real life. The most meaningful connections, whether in love, friendship, or intimacy, are built on trust, respect, and being present in the moment, not on some cinematic performance. At the end of the day, these women aren't just stars on a screen, they're humans. They've navigated one of the most misunderstood and criticized industries with courage, resilience, and undeniable hustle. And if we're willing to drop the stigma and listen, there's so much we can learn from them. Confidence, adaptability, boundaries, communication, reinvention. These aren't lessons reserved for a specific industry, they're universal truths we can all carry into our own lives. Now, before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Success, in any form, requires courage. Whether you're starting a business, walking away from something toxic, or simply learning to advocate for yourself, courage is the common denominator. And these women have it in spades. But let me remind you, this podcast isn't about glorifying, judging, or making assumptions. It's about learning. It's about challenging our own biases and finding wisdom in places we might not usually look. And now, for the fine print. This podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only, and does not constitute legal, medical, or professional advice. All the information shared today is based on publicly available sources, and is not intended to be defamatory, disrespectful, or harmful toward any individual or entity mentioned. So if you've got legal concerns or existential dread about anything we've discussed today, consult a qualified professional. At the end of it all, whether you're inspired to be bolder, communicate better, or just finally set some boundaries with your passive-aggressive coworker, remember this: confidence is magnetic, communication is transformative, and respect, above all else, makes every interaction better. If this episode gave you something to think about, share it with a friend, leave a review, and hit that subscribe button. Because conversations like these are worth having, and trust me, we've got plenty more where this came from. Stay curious, stay empowered, and above all, stay respectful. This is Salud al Día, and I'll see you in the next episode.